Hey Freebads, welcome to another episode. So today's video is on Sammy Robinson, and some of you may not know who she is, but she is climbing the social media ladder quickly. She's got over 500,000 followers on YouTube, and on Instagram she has hundreds of thousands of followers. But before we get to her page, I just want to say that I'm sorry that I didn't turn up for the live stream. I planned on doing that, but the satellite internet here is so slow. I didn't want to stream something really bad quality, but here I am today, and hopefully I can do some more live streams soon. So this is a before and after photo, before on paleo, and this is me today. This is my Instagram, come and follow me. I'm still trying to get my Instagram back on track from being locked out for 6 months, but anyway, life goes on. Let's check out Sammy Robinson's page. She has 350,000 followers. She's got a lot of photos, like modeling photos, magazine style photos. She's a very attractive girl. She's nearly 6 foot and she is 21 years old, I believe. So Sammy is doing videos on YouTube like, follow me, vlogs, what I eat in a day. These are very, very popular these days. And there's one that she made, intermittent fasting, what I eat in a day, that got my attention. So let's go to her video and have a little bit of a listen to what she's got to say.
I don't know whether to talk about this subject to you guys, but I'm trying out this thing called intermittent fasting, which is a very sensitive topic to talk about because a lot of people have very strong opinions when it comes to health, and that's
I don't know what she means. Very strong opinion.
It's completely okay. Everyone can have their own opinions, but I'm just trying out something for myself. So I am a big eater. I eat way too much. Start eating at about
Okay, so a lot of people say they're a big eater, but I want that to be quantified. I want to actually see how many calories she is actually eating, because it can feel like you're eating so much and you're like binging, going crazy and eating. But we need to see how many calories, or else it's just very, very subjective. We all have an appetite. We all love to eat, but we particularly have a very strong appetite, like Sammy is describing, when we're not meeting our nutritional needs, when we're not eating enough. So keep that in mind. If you are restricting your calories, you're going to have a massive hunger like all the time.
About 8:30 in the morning, and then I end eating at about 11 p.m. at night. The way that I'm trying to...
Wow, 11 p.m. at night is way too
sort of stop the overeating is I'm trying intermittent fasting. I start eating at around 12 and then I end eating at 8 p.m. So basically the intermittent fasting that I'm doing is eating for 8 hours and then fasting for 16 hours.
Okay, so she's not having breakfast, which is a big mistake. Honestly, guys, don't skip breakfast. There is no need to skip breakfast, and it's going to set you up for a big ass binge later in the day or later in the week. It's going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. Remember that. I mean, like skipping breakfast, there is nothing good about it. Skipping breakfast is correlated with obesity. Skipping breakfast. Researchers from Spain found that people who regularly skip breakfast were more likely to have atherosclerosis, hardening and thickening of the arteries due to a buildup of fatty deposits known as plaques, and most likely because they end up eating foods that are even worse for them later on because they're so hungry and the brain's like, just get me to a dense calorie source now. So it's not a good plan. So, she thinks she's overeating, but we've got to remember she is actually nearly 6 foot. She is a big girl. So she also has an increased calorie need to cover that as well.
So basically, you can look into it. There's a lot of great benefits from intermittent fasting, not weight loss necessarily, but just really good for your insulin levels. It's really good for diabetes, I believe. Lessens your...
Okay, so there's a lot of these little short-term studies. Okay, anyone can do something for a short amount of time, do a study on it and say, hey, this is great, but can you maintain it long-term? Okay, this is something we always have to ask ourselves. Can we maintain this program, this system, this pattern of eating, whatever it is, long-term? And you can't with intermittent fasting. You just can't, because it's another form of calorie restriction. I mean, fuck, aren't we sick of this calorie restriction, girls? Honestly, do you want to get out of this diet mentality? I mean, if you do, then keep watching, because this is just, it's really sad to see girls like Sammy get mixed up in these fad diets, because that's essentially what it is, and it is semi-starvation, and it will always lead to a binge and always lead to more weight gain back and forth, and you're on this merry-go-round forever, chasing your tail, never being happy, and just being frustrated, and you don't need to be in that position. Don't do it, girls, please.
The chance of getting diabetes, there's a lot on it, so if you want to look it up, you can go on the internet. There's a lot of facts about it, and I'm not going to say what's right and wrong, just trying it out so that I can shorten my eating time. That way I don't overeat and I don't binge.
But that's the thing, you will overeat, or like not overeat, but you are going to binge. You are going to feel that like a ravenous hunger. You will, girlfriend, okay? I've been at this for a long time. I've been coaching girls for over a decade. I've got so much experience in myself. You know, got to remember, Sammy is 21. You know, she's basically new to the world. I'm 37 years old. I've been around the block when it comes to dieting. Nutrition has been my passion for at least the last 20 years. So I have a lot of experience with this, and particularly having my own eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia in the past, and binging like crazy. And girlfriend, I've got to tell you, this will not work for you. You're going to end up binging more. And I just want to go to an experience with intermittent fasting. I mean, what is it? You know, it's kind of confusing about what it actually is, because some diets, like the 5-2 diet, recommend only eating a couple of times a day, a couple of times a week, and then not eating a couple of days a week, which is really, really bad. Anyway, this person's experience, intermittent fasting, led me to an eating disorder when I went back to normal eating, where I've never felt satisfied no matter what and how many foods I ate. The strong and urging feeling to go on eating only disappeared when I ate 2,500 calories plus at once, in one sitting, to the point where my belly was about to burst, exactly like I did on intermittent fasting. Still recovering from it. It gets better with time, but very slowly, but currently gaining weight because of it. And why does this happen? You know, why do we eat more than ever? Well, Ansel Keys did this great starvation experiment back in the 1940s, where he put these guys on this semi-starvation program for a number of months. Okay, and they were eating like 3,500 calories initially, you know, in their normal diet, and then it cut back to about 1,600 calories. So it's a drastic cutback in calories. And when they came back to refeeding, you know, they lost a lot of weight, had a lot of symptoms of undereating. It was not pretty. But when they came back to from undereating, they ended up really gorging themselves. And this is what happens. So unrestricted, some of them feasted on as many as 11,500 calories in a single day. For many months, the men reported having a sensational hunger they couldn't satisfy no matter how much they ate. And this person was explaining and describing that perfectly. And this is what is going to happen with Sammy, okay? And she's going to make up for that calorie deficit. This is what happens. You always make up for the calorie deficit. You got to remember that when you force it on your body.
I'll probably try it for a week or two, see how I go, because if I eat in a smaller amount of time within the 8 hours, it means that I'm going to be eating the right amount of calories and not overeating. So
unfortunately, it doesn't mean that at all. And I know that Sammy is going to have this experience, and, you know, she's going to do it for a couple of weeks, and that's fine and everything like that. It's not going to do too much damage. But it's going to lead to a lot of binging, and she's probably going to, you know, initially lose some weight because she's eating less calories, but gain it all back on and be unhappy afterwards.
I'll be eating about 1,900 calories in a day instead of 2,600 calories.
Okay, so remember, she's nearly 6 foot. 2,600 calories sounds great for her, like at least, okay? Let's have a look. Let's check out her resting metabolic rate. Okay, so I punched it in here. We've got 21. She's a 21-year-old. She's female. She's 5'11". I estimated that she's around 65 kilos or more. You know, I'm not trying to like shame her or anything like that, but she is a tall girl, so she's likely to be around that weight from her structure and everything like that I can tell. 1,834 calories per day. Just her resting metabolic rate is 1,834 calories per day. This is her just like doing nothing, lying on a bed. This is just to keep her functioning. Okay, she needs to remember this. 1,834, and she's saying 1,900 calories. So if she sticks to that, she's going to lose a lot of weight, and she's going to become nutrient deficient as well. She's risking some serious nutrient deficiencies, and she's also going to damage her metabolism, make it much, much lower. So let's keep that in mind as we move forward.
I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to gain weight. I want to maintain my weight. Yeah, so I don't even know why.
Okay, so she said she doesn't want to lose weight. She wants to maintain her weight. okay. I'm like, you know, it's hard for me to believe that she just wants to maintain, because I get this feeling like she does want to lose weight just from watching a couple of her videos, but that's okay. You know, she wants to maintain a weight, but Sammy, you're not going to maintain your weight having 1900 calories, girlfriend. It's not going to happen. But the thing is, you're going to end up binging out and you're going to end up eating the wrong calories. That's what the big issue here is. It's not the actual calories. It's not the calories themselves, it's where they're coming from. They're going to end up coming from more and more dense calorie sources like chocolate, like animal products, and those ones are going to add more fat to your body. And none of us want more fat. Like, there's hardly anyone who needs more fat in the Western world, okay? We're actually trying to get slimmer and fitter, and extra fat in the body is not helping what we're trying to achieve.
I told you this. Oh yeah, so my first meal today was at 12:30 with Dad. That was my lunch. I found that I've been drinking a lot less water, which is really random. I thought because I wouldn't.
Okay, we're gonna move on here to what she eats, okay, for the day. I actually worked out the calories. And she's right, it was around 1900 calories, and I took quite a while to work this out because there's so many things she was adding.
Today, my oats, and I've showed you guys this in my healthy morning routine. So I'm just gonna have a cup of oats and fill that with some water first. So I'm just using this brand. It's just organic oats, instant oats, and it's just no additives or anything, which is good. Now I'm just gonna cut up one whole banana to put on top.
Okay, I'm going to move on here a little bit. Let's move on. Woo. She actually adds quite a bit to her oats, and I'm really happy with this meal. I think it's really good, except for the fat content. It's a little bit too high on the fat.
A little bit more cinnamon over the top. My favorite part of the whole thing, the peanut butter. I love peanut butter, so I add quite a bit. It's the best combination.
She did add quite a bit there, but I mean, it's cool. It's a vegan meal. I think maybe apart from the protein powder that she put in, I'm not 100% sure, but it is quite a sturdy meal, okay? It's about like 800 calories or so. I actually worked out all her calories for the day. And so I was happy to see her getting in a significant breakfast, but it's at like 12 o'clock. It's at like lunchtime, which is not a good thing. So she goes on and she has some protein bars, and then we get to this lunch.
Ingredients, I've just got some avocado, onion, tomato, and capsicum. To make the base of the salad, I'm going to put some spinach and some rocket. And then I'm also going to put a falafel in there and maybe some shredded chicken. So I'm going to put the falafel and the chicken in the microwave first.
It's a real shame to see her having chicken there. And you know how I feel about chicken, okay? Chicken is not a health food. Chicken is an animal, was an animal. It is actually not meant to go in the human body. So ingesting chicken increases your risk of all the major illnesses. Also, obesity. It is the #1 meat that is actually causing obesity in the world. So it's not like a fat loss food or anything like that. Increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes. It's not a health food. Please don't be fooled by it. Please don't eat it. It's a waste of energy, digestive energy.
Warm that up, and then I'm going to put the salad together. I think I'm also going to add some cashews. We've just got some cashews in a jar, and I love putting nuts in my salad. It tastes really good.
Okay.
It just makes it a little bit more interesting. And there you have it. Lunch is served. It's not for you. I do regret not adding an egg onto it though. I love putting eggs in my salads. It's really random, but I like poach it or...
Okay, you know how I feel about eggs. I mean, like, you just must educate yourself on eggs, okay? They are not a health food. They are not cruel. They are not kind to animals. Like Sammy, over 200 million male baby chicks are slaughtered every single year. They are put in a meat grinder alive. They are ground up alive. They are suffocated, and it's something like over 500,000 every single day. It's a really, really cruel industry, and you do not have to be a part of this, okay? Eggs are also increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes by a lot. It's something like 40%. It's like smoking cigarettes for your arteries as well. So please just do the research on eggs. You know, you should not be eating them at all. They are not a health food. So anyway, we move along here, and unfortunately, she also has some cow. She eats cow for dinner. So.
Sweet potato toast with avocado on it, but I felt lazy and I saw steak in the fridge, so I decided to make another salad.
But I can see that she is actually going for very dense calorie sources such as animal products, and she's not having many carbohydrates in there. As you can see, there's, what is it? It's just a salad. So she's having like a high protein, low carbohydrate meal here. It's not going to keep her satisfied, so she's going to want something sweet very soon.
It has steak, dukkha, nuts, caramelized onion. Always have like 4 pieces of this, but it's so yummy.
There we go. Okay,
and then to finish,
she also ate a cookie and she also had some chocolate because the brain is requiring sugar. Okay, we can't get around this. We are high sugar creatures. We are fruit eaters by design. Okay, we need to have that simple sugars coming straight into our bloodstream and hitting our brain and satisfying us. So we're actually truly satisfied. You know, there's people who are like, don't eat too much fruit. You have a look at what they eat. They end up eating high sugar snacks, you know, sweets and stuff like that, cakes. They end up adding like refined sugar to things because they're not having enough fruit, and the brain is saying, give me more fruit, give me more of my number one fuel source. Okay, so she's experiencing this fructose glucose deficiency and she's going for the chocolate naturally. And she has to understand, Sam, you need to understand you're going to continue binging out if you don't get enough of the right calories, enough of the right nutrition. It is a sign from your brain to actually get the carbs in and lower the fat intake. And I just want you girls to make this connection. So here is a day of her eating. I put it into Chronometer and she's pretty spot on. It is around like 1900 calories, okay? So I worked out everything, maybe, I don't think I missed anything, about 1900 calories and hardly any carbs, 137 grams of carbs, not much carbs, especially for a girl who is as tall as Sammy is. She is under eating. She really, really is. And she's going to experience this rebound effect with weight. And also she is putting herself at risk of nutritional deficiencies as well. Like a vitamin C is extremely, extremely low. Vitamin C is very important to human health. Do not starve yourself, girls. Please do not do it, or you're going to damage your metabolism. You're going to get fatter, you're going to get sicker, you're going to be more unhappy, and everything's going to go to shit, okay? And animals are going to have to suffer as a result. All right, guys, I'm going to go now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love you, fruit bats. And if you got someone else you want me to make a video for, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give these videos a thumbs up if you like them, and I will see you guys soon.